Welcome back, folks. With me, Phil 2 Real. You're watching another Phil 2 Real Let's Play. This time we're going to be tackling the Metal Gear Solid series, starting with the first entry in the Metal Gear Solid series. I do know Metal Gear Solid 2, The Snake's Revenge, took place canonically before this, and for that matter, Metal Gear Solid 3, Peace Walker, and Metal Gear Solid V or 5, depending on how you want to read that, came out before this. But this is the first Metal Gear Solid game I've ever played, and it's a bit of a nostalgic game for me. So hopefully, when you're watching this, the picture looks alright, because for some reason this version of the game does not have resolutions. So unfortunately, I can't really do anything about the resolution other than crop and kind of like zoom the image onto the screen with my video editing software. But anyways, enough of that. If it looks weird, that's why. But let's go ahead and select our game. We're gonna play the original Metal Gear Solid game that came out in 1998. Jesus, that takes me back. That's almost like 30 years from now. No, I can't do math. It's 20 years from now. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Start the game. There is an introduction scene here. I'll try to stay mostly silent from it. But this is by far one of my favorite games on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, and I have a lot of awesome memories about it. But alright, the cutscene is about to start. I want to stay mostly silent for it, and I'll catch you once the scene is over. So I'll catch you in a few, folks.
Nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of FOXHOUND. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-tech Special Forces Unit FOXHOUND. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of FOXHOUND involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, FOXHOUND squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Alright folks, and that was an awesome opening cutscene introducing our main character, Solid Snake. And this is the game Metal Gear Solid, and one of my favorite opening screens that, you know, select a new game, load game, options, all that. I don't know, something about the, like, techno babble looking screen, computer screen. But anyways, press the start button, which was just start button back in the day. I think it was like a triangle button for the PlayStation. But we're going to go ahead and start a brand new game. I actually have a game already completed, and I was going to continue off that one, but actually I've already gotten the bandana with that one, and if you know how to get the bandana, that means you save a certain character, and then to get the other item you have to kill said character with a choice. But let's go ahead and start. And we got easy, normal, hard, or extreme. I'm not going to pick hard or extreme. I'm just going to play the game as most normal casual players play, and we're going to do normal. So let's go ahead and get started. And this opening song for like Metal Gear Solid is it's peak awesomeness. I love it. Combined with David Hayter's voice acting here and all the other supporting characters here. Voicing that character is so good. It's kind of interesting that we know like some of these characters are like real names now in today's world, and they use like aliases or like stage names to like get credits in here. I think there's like maybe only one other character other than David Hayter that Doug Stone. Doug Stone was the other character I think that used their actual name.
Should be through here. I know it.
Oh man, these graphics take me back. Some people in today's world are just like now just teenagers or even probably younger, probably like, these graphics suck! Well, you know, these graphics were so badass at the time in 1998. And incidentally, Metal Gear Solid was one of those games that, as fate had it, was on a demo disc on from Pizza Hut, of all things. Pizza Hut was really cooking with the gaming community way back in the day with demo discs. Alright, and that is a phone call, or actually in this game, a codec. This is Snake.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
And I'll be talking
What's the
over some of these
situation,
codec
Snake?
conversations
Looks like the elevator in the
because
back is the only
if I
way
didn't
up.
talk during
Just as I
some of the
expected.
cutscenes and
I'll have
during
to take
these
the
codec
elevator to the
conversations,
surface,
I really
but
wouldn't.
make sure nobody sees
I really
you.
wouldn't be talking. It
If you
would
need
literally
to,
be
contact me by
70%
codec. The
cutscene, maybe
frequency is
65% cutscene, and the other part would be like actual
When you want to
gameplay.
use the codec,
Because
push
this
the
game
select button.
is,
When we need to contact you,
I
the
think
codec
Metal
will
Gear
beep.
Solid, I think the way
When you hear
Hideo
that noise,
Kojima made his
press the
games,
select
he
button.
made the earlier
The
Metal Gear
codec's
Solid
receiver
games to be
directly
more or
stimulates
less
the
like an
small bones
interactive
of your
movie.
ear. No
I
one
feel
but you will be able
just
to
the way
hear it.
it's like
Got
some
it.
of the
Okay, I'm ready to go.
cinematography. I know it sounds very weird for a PlayStation 1 game, but some of the cinematography for some of the scenes and some of the deeper themes that he put in his games, it really feels like you're playing a movie when they're talking, when they're doing codec conversations. But Snake at the moment, we don't have any weapons, so really we only have movement. We have the items he has, which is rations, which I found down there. So we have a soggy ration that restores life. We have a scope, so we have a magnifying pair of binoculars, and we got cigarettes, which if you use cigarettes you'll smoke, but they're kind of useful if you forget your thermal goggles early in. And you know, something I never realized, because I don't really hang back here, I never really realized that these chains, they actually move. So if you stay here for too long,
Snake
Snake will get a call from Colonel and let us know how to crawl.
Crouch down by pressing the crawl button, and then use the direct.
I forgot how to crawl. Thank you. Now where is the crawl button on my
Be careful,
face?
though. Crawling is slow, and you can't attack when you're doing it either.
You
Yeah.
can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
Now, Metal Gear Solid 1 is a very, very basic game in terms of Snake doing stuff. So in the later Metal Gear Solid games, starting with 2, you could actually aim while you're crouched down or when you're laying down. But in this game, it's very basic. You can only shoot when you're standing up. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to avoid these. And this is very much a game of you don't want to engage your enemy, because Snake is literally, even though he is like this soldier of fortune, he is only one man, and there is a whole bunch of people, which sounds like part of the course for a video game.
Snake, there's an
But,
elevator there you can take up to the ground.
you're
You'll just have to
very
wait for the
highly
elevator to come
encouraged to
down.
not engage
You better
enemy,
hide
because if you get
somewhere.
caught, they'll summon reinforcements. Not so much here, because there's no way for enemy soldiers to get down here. There's only going to be 2 soldiers right now, and 3 later whenever we get to. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can show off a neck grab right now. So you grab him with the square button or the X button, and you can grab him in the chokehold. And if you keep pressing that chokehold button, Snake will actually, break their neck or knock them out. So if you keep on doing it, he will snap their neck. So what we want to do is we want to wait for the opening credits to finish rolling, and once the opening credits have gone through, we will get a cutscene with the elevator coming down. TCN. I never really noticed it. Man, my cat just scared the shit out of me. Just as the elevator was coming down, Jesus. Okay, anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for the guy to actually get out of the elevator, and then we're gonna jump into the elevator, or actually just run into the elevator, and then we'll be greeted with the opening cutscene. So I'm just gonna let him do his thing. He's gonna run, and we're gonna run back in there. Easy peasy. Yeah, what was that person on the elevator? Yeah, I actually can't hear the elevator, which is very, very amusing to me still to this day. So we're gonna get thrown this awesome opening cutscene with Snake taking off his diving gear and just getting into his normal sneaking suit outfit, which really is just taking off his mask, his little goggles, and his freaking oxygen tank, I guess. I really, really, really wanted to play the Twin Snakes version, which honestly, I might get some flack from people who love Metal Gear Solid, but I really do like the Twin Snakes version more than the original version. Not just because of the graphic update. The graphics updates, of course, always going to be a pro, but I like some of the dialogue changes in that remake. I really do, and some of the off the walls crazy action I like, and a lot of people give that crazy action in that game grief, but man, the game started getting really off the walls crazy in Metal Gear Solid 2, so it just seems to just be a continuation of that craziness from Metal Gear Solid 2. But alright, and I'm going to stay silent for this cutscene real quick.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Okay, so I'm going to start talking right here again. Sorry about that. I always thought the Hind D actually looked like it had a face with those 2 like bulbs above the glass.
I have no idea.
And another interesting thing, right there in the original version, you could not tell there was a secondary pilot in there, or co-pilot that is going to be with the main antagonist of the game. It's kind of neat. I never noticed that. I'm sure he was there in the original game, but just how crazy the resolution was back in the day, or just, it might have just, again, been my shitty TV I had back in the day. Just never noticed it. And that crazy son of a bitch is going to go fight 2 F-16s and a freaking Hind D.
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline.
Well, geez, don't rush
You've
me,
got to
Colonel.
hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly a Hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's your save point,
I haven't
Snake.
introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was a
I like to think
scientist
that
who was
Mei
our visual
Ling,
and data
when I was
processing
younger,
specialist.
I don't know why,
She designed your
I always
code,
thought Mei
as
Ling
well as your
somehow was
Soliton
like
radar
Chinese
system.
for like save point.
Contact her if
It
you have
sounds
any questions
stupid, I know,
about
but I was
either
like
of
one of those kids that literally was just like,
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an
maybe
honor
there's
to
some
speak
link
to a
between
living legend like
the
yourself.
the name Mei Ling and the fact that she's
What's
basically
wrong?
your save point for the
Nothing.
game.
I just didn't expect a world-class designer
And
of
one thing
military technology to be
about
so
Mei Ling is
cute.
she's very.
You're just flattering
I like her
me.
dialogue.
No, I'm serious.
She's
Well, I know I
an
won't be
interesting
bored
person
for
to
the next
call on
18
Kodak
hours.
because
Come
she has
on.
proverbs and
I
all that
can't
stuff.
believe I'm being hit
And
on
some
by
of
the
those
famous
proverbs
solid
that
snake.
kind of really stuck with me as I
But,
gotten
I'm
older
surprised.
and when I was younger.
You're very
I was like, huh, this is a
triangular.
neat
Looks
idea.
like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Exactly, Snake.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning
But
about the man
anyways,
behind
back to the
religion.
game. Mei Ling's in charge
let
of
me explain about your Soliton radar system.
designing our radar system, or she says Soliton
The
radar
bright dot
system.
in the middle is
So
you.
giant radar that we
The
have
red
in
dots are
Snake's
your
head
enemies,
right there.
and the blue
At least that's
cone
what I
shape
think. He's like
represents their field of vision.
somehow he's able to
Be
mentally
careful, Snake.
visualize
The
this.
genome soldiers have highly developed senses
So
of
you can
hearing
see
and
their
vision due to their
cone
gene
of vision,
therapy.
but
Make
you go
sure
anywhere in
you
that cone of
don't let
vision,
them
well, they're going to
see.
see you. So it
First,
kind of sucks.
I want you to infiltrate
And,
the disposal
man,
site
I
and
really
look for the DARPA
wish-
chief.
Well, then
The
again,
DARPA chief
they
was
didn't
injected
really
with
have
the
this
same
Metal Gear
GPS
Solid
transmitting
4, I think,
nanomachines
this
as
radar
you.
system.
He should
I'm
appear
trying to
on
think.
your
It's been a
radar
long
as
time
a
since I
green
played
dot.
Get
Resident
whatever
Evil.
information
Metal Gear
you
Solid
can from
4.
him about the
But I
terrorists.
really miss this radar
If he's
system, but I
alive,
know
that
it doesn't
is.
seem very realistically practical because you would have to carry
Snake, your
a
radar
radar in your
isn't
hand.
affected by the weather.
It was just kind of
But if you're
explained that
discovered
way,
by
like
an
Metal Gear
enemy,
Solid
you
3.
won't be able to use it.
But man, I really
Yes,
miss that
it gets
system.
jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes,
I
it's
always
all
thought
made
that
from
the
currently
jamming
existing
was like
technology.
Snake, like
You won't
being
be
under
able
like
to use it
extreme
in an
stress,
area
like when
with
you're
strong
caught and you gotta
harmonic
run.
resonance.
That's
so be
why,
careful.
like the radar
We'll be
jams or
monitoring your
is like.
movements by radar.
taken away
so
from
contact
you.
us by Kodak
I
anytime
guess
you
it's
want.
kind of more mechanical because
Got
when you
it.
get caught in an
I'll
area
call
with
if I'm feeling
strong
lonely.
harmonic resonance, as Mei
Seriously,
Ling says
Snake, we're
later.
here to back you up,
the
so
radar
call
gets
if you need
jammed.
some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record
And I will
your
say,
current status.
I love
My frequency is
that they took away
140.96.
Naomi's like English
It's a
accent in
dedicated
the
frequency
Twin
for
Snakes
saving
remake.
data.
I don't know, something
Don't
about it just
forget
seemed
it.
very off to me in this game.
Remember,
It just seems kind of
except
out
for
of
your
place because
binoculars, you're naked.
they're supposed
You
to
need to
be.
arm yourself with whatever
They're
weapons you can
supposed to be.
find.
Well, I guess
I
the same thing
remember.
can't be said with
First I'm
Mei Ling,
strip
but they
searched by
actually
Dr.
take her
Naomi
accent away
here,
too,
and then all my weapons are taken
which is a
away.
shame. I liked her
Imagine
accent.
yourself put in that
and
position.
Coincidentally.
Well, if you make it back in one piece,
Oh
maybe I'll
my,
let you
Mei
do
Ling.
a
Or Mei
strip
Ling,
search on
Naomi.
me.
Oh yeah, I'll hold you that, Doctor.
By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did
This
manage
right here.
to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach.
Gross.
Thanks to the shot you gave me to
Fucking
suppress
gross.
my stomach acids.
So he got these cigarettes
How are those
out
going to
in
help
one
you?
of two ways. Either
You never
he shit
know.
them out and dug them out of his poop, or man, he threw them up, which seems like the more plausible thing. But like cigarettes would probably be all freaking
If you
soggy
want to
either
get
way,
in, there's the front door.
unless he literally ate the pack and all
It's
the
the
pack
fastest
wasn't like
way,
opened.
but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and
Oh
ask
sure
them
we
to let
can,
me in.
Snake.
There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
And I love David Hayter's voice. Like you could not. I mean, they did. They replaced. Well, they did replace David Hayter in Metal Gear Solid V or 5. Again, however you want to
What
say it.
about
I
the
call
air
it Metal
duct
Gear
near the
Solid V.
door?
But man, I'm so
There should
glad
also be a
that
duct
I'm
on
so
the
glad we got
second
David
floor.
Hayter for as many games as we did as Snake / Big Boss, because his voice is just so fucking good. I can't
I
imagine
can't
no one
see it
else
from here.
being Snake or Big Boss, but they did replace him with Kiefer Sutherland, I think.
I'll let you
Which
decide the best COA.
He does a good Venom Snake, but
I'm
he's
counting on
definitely
you,
not.
Snake.
He's definitely not Solid Snake or Big Boss for me. Anyways, back to the gameplay. So let me equip my rations. I always keep my rations equipped if at all possible. There's another ration here, so for whatever reason you don't have two, you can grab that one to get yourself topped off. I'm gonna go. Whoa, not gonna go that way. You get into the light, you will get caught. This one right here should come up just a little bit closer. Run. Grab here. We're gonna run. Oh no 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 nope. That one, if you run and grab the chaff grenades, you will get caught. So run, grab this, go this way before the lights come out. So right trigger is how you access your weapons.
A surveillance camera?
Yep. You sound very surprised, Snake. This one always gave me grief, so I'm gonna throw a chaff grenade. Hide it right underneath it. Chaff grenades will jam electronics and allow you to grab stuff from underneath a surveillance camera, but your radar is jammed and you have to rely on line of sight. So you have to rely on first person view to see stuff. Now here is a SOCOM. This is our first gun of the game. It's a handgun, but this gun unfortunately is very loud. It doesn't have a suppressor, so you don't want to shoot this thing off unless you're already caught. And every single camera has a blind spot underneath it, so make sure you utilize that if you have to sneak underneath the camera. And this GM soldier will not go down this stairway unless you give him a reason. I feel like I wanted to risk like breaking his neck, but I want to let him live. Okay, and this is very much a game of like taking your time. Taking your time. Okay, you shouldn't turn back around. Shut up, Colonel.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate
And here we get
the air.
news from
There
Colonel
should be
that
air ducts
the
around
Hind
there
D
somewhere.
succeeded in its mission.
They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen,
Well, thank you for the
there
science
must be exhaust
explanation,
openings
Colonel.
for that too. You're not going to believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D.
Yeah,
Then
it's
we got a
kind
message
of
from
kind of
Luke with
incredibly
it. He said if
impossible.
we try something like that again,
Like taking out
he'll
2
launch the
fighter
nuke.
jets
Snake,
that
hurry up
can
and
probably
get in
engage
there.
a helicopter
That Hind will
well
be coming
before a
back soon.
helicopter can like get in range. It's pretty incredibly impossible, I think. Then again, I'm not a fighter jet pilot.